We'll be live on YouTube in a second and then we'll start. Okay, I guess we're live on YouTube. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the YouTube viewers. Wait, I'll just remove this now. Let's go. First, let me apologize for last week. I couldn't do it last week because I was moving in Dubai to another apartment. My internet was off. When I do get the internet, my computer crashed. And then I had to get somebody to come and set that up. So by the time all of that is finished, it was already by Monday afternoon. And I already have a course going on right now. So I had to do a 1 week of Q&A with those guys, which means I was really, really busy last week. We had some very good sessions doing question and answers with traders who have just completed the course. And general traders who have completed the course all the time. And people come up with very interesting questions, and we do this very often. Every course, I'll have a week Q&A, which is you get a chance to answer all your questions that you have. And even during the courses, during the time between courses, we do a lot of Q&A so that traders could get answers to their questions, review trades that they were making mistakes and understand things they weren't understanding better, So it's a never-ending learning process, put it that way. In our group, it's a never-ending learning process. We always keep learning. We always keep looking at new things. We always keep developing from where we are, understanding patterns much better than they are. Right? Let's go. So good afternoon again. Let's start. I'm on the silver, as you can see. And if you were in my group, I'm sorry, last week I couldn't get this over to some of you, but I think I've said it the week before. You're in my group, we close silver trades, right? We close silver trades somewhere above this top. And the reason we did that is because we figure out that there's a pattern forming here that will make silver go back down. Now, there are two ways we look at this pattern. You notice I have it like this. Some of you who follow me for a year or more will know that's a typical running flat we're looking for. That's one option. The second option is that it actually ends the structure there. There is a running flat earlier than that. We're not going to look into that option because that will call for a lot of analysis and details we can give here. Like I said last week, there are two ways to look at this. Either that is a contracting flat or running flat, depends on how you look at it. And this is the end of the structure. We are going up. In that case, we would want this to go very fast. It didn't go very fast. It actually stopped there. I wanted to go out of the structure. It didn't go out of the structure. So still within this structure, right? The sideways structure. So there's also a chance that they might retest this low before they go, which means we will be looking at this whole piece here as a bigger running flat, right? With a more complex B-wave structure inside. As it stands right now, that is possible. But if this goes back like that, we will exclude that possibility. Why would we? Well, then we will have a sharper wave going up that would exclude the running flat component in it. So if you're not in the trade, you may want to look to buy above the top there if this goes up, because there's a big move to the upside. If you're in the trade, you may want to move your stops, depends on where you enter, here, or here. If you enter in any one, put that to break even. So that if it drops lower, you put have entry orders at the bottom here to buy. So two things you should do if you're not in a trade. You should have an entry order to buy here and an entry order to buy below this area. I can tell you I have a lot of entry orders to buy in this area. This area I'll probably physically buy it, but if I know I wouldn't be in front of my computer, I would actually buy with an entry order there. Why did I say physically buying? Which means if I'm in front of the computer, I will buy before it gets to that level if I see the possibility of an upside. So I would get in earlier than that. But for those of you who don't know how to get in that structure, what you'll be looking for to get in, you may want to use that entry order at the top there. I'm going to do this big picture because this is very long-term trade. So I'm going to go big picture. The year is ending. You don't have to rush. The only trade I would be in over the year end is in silver, right? So I will be in silver trade over the year end. So that's for sure. Most of you might not be in any trade over the year end, and I don't advise you to be in anything. But silver, because it depends if you do trade silver the way we trade it, then you're looking for that possibility. And something you have to look at, I'm just going to show you some very simple things so that you can understand how to look at structures in general. If you look at the bottom here, you notice there was a little consolidation. See that? If you look at this was the lowest point. And then they made a little consolidation. They take off, they made a consolidation, go make a pullback. Go, this is a running flat. Most of you might not know that. Go back there, they made another flat here. That's going to be contracting flat, and then they take off. See, this was a very slow start of an up move. Look at this, compared to this piece here, we're still in consolidation. So I would not be surprised if they do that. Come back here, do this, come back here, do that, and then come back here. I do expect them to retest the low because I think this is the A wave of that structure. We're going to go for a B wave. And then we will probably come back very, very slow down here, probably in a whole 5-year period to come back down there before they eventually go back up. But this move will go, and it might come pretty high. I wouldn't be surprised if it come all the way to around 30 or so. There is no rule as to how far it's going to go. Don't listen to anybody telling you crazy stuff. Right? It could come back all the way to the top here, but I don't expect them to go do that. Right? That's my expectation. It's just an expectation. I know we're going to have an impulse up. How that impulse is going to go and how far it's going to go, that just depends on following a single impulse as you go. And you can know. You can know when it's ending by looking at it within the impulse. But you can't make a wild guess now where it's going to go. I can tell you where I know it might go if it hadn't broken, if they don't break this low. If they don't break that low, the 270 is a 90% chance, which means anywhere around 23 is a 90% chance of getting there. Right? If they break that low, this is no longer valid. Doesn't mean it's not going to go up. It means that target is no longer valid. Because in case of a running flat, they don't even have to break this top. Right? Now, if you've been following me for a year or for 2 years, or you're in my group, you understand everything I just said. If you're new to this webinar, or you're looking at it the first time, or you will be seeing it the first time, right? There will be a lot of problem for you. Anybody else having some echo? Okay, so then that's somebody just let him know it's his site. So, well, I think he saw the messages. It's your site. Let's go. So if you do that, you will know. Remember, I always said, when you're looking at patterns, people always be like, hey, he's choosing too much options or so. The big option is one side. There is only one side to this thing. It's going up. What I'm giving you when I said you want to enter, exit, is what I'm giving you is to get the best entry. That's what we do. We made profit in that little sideways already. I mean, we made profit, literally made a lot of profit in there. You can imagine the profit we will make when it comes to this, and it will go there. Right? That's something you need to understand, that you make forecasts based on longer term time frame, but you trade in the lower time frame. And that means you can get in and out, in and out, in and out many times before it gets where it's going. It's not going to go in a straight line, which means there'll be a lot of pullbacks. Which means you can even get into, if you're pulling back on a daily chart, you can sell it. You can literally sell a pullback on a daily chart because you will make money down and then you'll make money up. You just have to know when to do that. That's the most important thing, right? So keep an eye for this. Go back to the 1 hour where you're going to trade. Allow it to come down. If it comes to the bottom here, that would be really, really good for me. I'll be one happy person if they come back to the bottom here, because now I get to buy all I want to buy for a cheaper price. If I have to buy on top here, well, okay, I'll go with it, but not the best thing that I want to do, right? Let's go. Dollar index. Dollar index, like we said last week, it's still in the consolidation. They're still going sideways. We thought they made the top there. We're looking for this to go down. They go a little higher, no problem. You can pull it there. We still don't know whether that's a top. If they break this top, we'll be looking for running flat, and that means you're looking for a continuation. You're expecting this to come back somewhere here, way down somewhere here, and maybe then go back up, right? We're expecting, because if they break the top, that will be a continuation pattern. So you're going to expect them to come down here and then maybe still make a new high, right? This one is not going up very impulsive, but that's a whole different story. I think we will watch it when they break this top. If they come down here and go back, if the dollar index falls a little deep here and then go back, we will watch to see whether we're looking for running flat somewhere in here. But that's a far way from now. And that probably is not going to happen this year. This year, the most you'll get is probably coming down to the low here, because remember, we have one more trading week, and after that, we're going into Christmas, we're going into New Year's, and then the next year starts, right? Euro USD, pretty much going the way we expect it to go. So we watched it when it comes to this low. There is a good chance we're getting one more up there. Now, it's not necessarily is going from here. They can still drop one more here and then they can go, right? But we were expecting one more here. Then we would watch this pattern to see what it's doing. Is it a continuation to upside or are they going to drop one? Well, why that is so, that means this could be the correction we're going, or that could be just an ABC structure and we go down. Which one would be possible? Sometimes when the structure is telling you that one is only possible, in this case, you hardly get a structure where one is possible, especially when you're looking for a low and you don't know for sure that this is the low, right? We don't know that. So watch this here. If you get a flag here this week, go for that trade. This might be your final trade that you get before the year is over, right? If you don't get a flag and you get a downside, well, the downside selling, you can go for it if you get a good setup, but I doubt you'll get a good setup. I'm more inclined to believe we could get that happen before the year is over. We can see a spike here before the year. So what I'll be looking for is waiting for a flag here to get in that trade. You get in the flag, you go for the trade. As it comes up to the top here, you move that to break even. If you get it to here, you put it to break even. If they go, that's your trade. If they turn from that point to the downside, you would look for a sell setup here. This is your sell setup. You look for a sell setup somewhere there. Right? Bam. I expect this to go up to, based on the structure we're looking at in the 4 hour. We're expecting this to make one more up. Even if they drop here, I still expect one more up because this is not an impulse to the downside. That's a correction that is either making a running flat on this structure, 1, 2, 3, or making a running flat on this structure. Either way, it's a running flat for upside. So watch for the upside, right? Can they drop one more? Sure. That's not the trade I'm talking about, right? That's not the trade you want. You want the trade to the upside. Aussie, like I think this pattern I showed you and I said you should be selling Aussie. Well, if you were in my room, you probably got that trade because we had an entry order on that trade, knowing that it will come down. We had an entry order. I think the week before I gave you an entry order to put it somewhere here, the week before, but then we moved that entry order to here and then we move it to here and that's where we got in the trade, right? All the trades, my trader should be out of that trade by now, taking profit, and then wait to see what happens. So where are we in the bigger picture? If you get a correction here and we think they might make another correction, go for another one. Let's see if they're going to tag this low, right? And as long as they keep going, you go. If it is going to go back up for another high, you would have to wait for them to have an impulse, make a pullback, a correction like this again, and then you can go for long-term trades. In terms of short-term trades to the upside, it's a flag you buy, you take your profit. Right? If you get a flag for any way, any direction, up or down, take the trade, take your profit. Don't keep it. New Zealand is going Saturday. Came down a little too early because if you look at the pattern we were looking for in New Zealand, I think I showed you. Remember when I was showing you guys this and I said we have to have one of that? Well, we have it. The only thing it doesn't do well for us is that we thought they'll probably go a little higher. I thought they'll go a little higher here before they come down. Let me just show you that pattern in the daily. And well, if you guys are just lucky this is on, you're not supposed to see that. This actually came from another chart, not from this chart, right? No, this from this chart, we were showing it in another chart. Let me take it off. Right, we were showing that pattern in another chart. So you got this. When we got this, we were always looking for this here. If you were following me all the time here, I said they have to make a sharp one up. Well, they made it. See? That's the power of knowing wave analysis. And I mean that that's the power of awareness. If you go back and look at all my webinars, starting from here going down, you would hear me say, they have to give us one of that. So every opportunity you had for a buy there, you're supposed to be buying. Now you got to watch for the downside, right? Because it's complete, and I think that pattern is complete. We might be heading to retest this low. So come back to the 4 hour. Don't make assumption that this is the one going down right now, right? Because this could still make one more up. It could still make one more up and then come back. That is possible. It will still go down, right? So what you need to do is wait for your correction here, sell. Wait for your correction, sell. You hit the low, take profit, move your stops, take profit, let this go. Don't close the trade, take profit, because we don't know how low this is going to go before it goes back up, right? If this is going to make one more high, that is one more high, look for sell setups. You can see you'll have to wait for a buy setup. You don't have any buy setup here. You'll have to wait for a buy setup. That will take about 10 hours, maybe more, maybe a day or two, if they're going to go up. You would need a sharp spike, you need flags, when they break that top, take profit. Don't keep it for long term. Yen still going sideways, but I think it's upside. So yen is not going to go anywhere very soon. I don't think so. I think they'll probably stay within this consolidation drop here, and then we might be in a bigger sideways consolidation. And probably for this year, they might stay right there. I don't think we're going to see the spike again. It's going to go up, but I don't think we're going to see it now. CAD still has to tell us. It still hasn't gone anywhere. We're still in that sideways. We broke the top, but we never really go away from it. So two things we'll be watching for. I still think this one is probably going to come back here. Whether they're going to go up or they're going to go down, I'm expecting this to at least make a wave here down before they go. If the wave goes sideways, that is better for all of us because now we are absolutely sure of the upside. If the wave comes down, you just trade it and follow it. Trade, take every trade you get, follow it. Can this single one cross its, keep going like that? It can go, but that's rare. When you see this pattern, they tend to make a correction before they go. Right? We can go and find 100 of those, and I will tell you that 80% of them does that. So what you're going to do with CAD, take every small trade you get and take out your profit. Short term, I think we're going to get a downside here. I'm looking for a drop here, and then we'll see whether they break the structure. If they break the structure, we start looking for that correction. Right? So short term, it's a sell. I don't think you want the buy here. If you get a buy there, ignore it. Buy something else. Buy the yen. Buy the Swiss. Buy Swiss if you get a buy in those. Swiss could come back to retest that top. Right? We saw this pattern. We look for divergence. We're expecting this to go. So watch it. There's a likelihood we're coming to test that top there. Right? So keep your eyes on that one. Look for more upside, and then we'll see where it goes. Any correction you get here in the 1 hour, 4 hour is a good buy setup. They're actually making corrections now. I can probably see them coming back here. And then we can look for the trade to the upside. Silver, we did already. We told you what to do. Gold. Gold, we're looking for this to come down. That's a sell setup. It actually stops here. Go back. You can. That was a nice short trade if you were taking it. Take this off. Go to the 4 hour. Short term, it could still come here. Your medium term, you're expecting one here. And from this point, they will tell us what happens. When they go back and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, we'll see what happens. Two things, either a correction and you continue to go, or a total reversal to the downside, right? Which means reversal, they're going to go lower, much lower. If they get that reversal, we will drop all the way to this. When they get to this level here, we can drop all the way to this level. If they're going to continue to go, they may just make sideways and then take off, right? So you may get a trade in here that is worth taking. If you get that trade, it's worth taking. I don't think you'll get it immediately, maybe by the end of the week, because I can still see this one coming down some more here before they do that, right? I don't think this is going to drop. We don't have structure for it. We don't have a structure saying it's going to drop now, right? It's just a sideways structure, which means you're looking for upside. Euros going up as we expect. We broke out of this pattern. We expect it to go. Maybe more, maybe consolidation. We're expecting this to go more, break the top, right? That's for sure. The question is whether this is the one that is going to go or whether they're going to consolidate here more before they go. They can do that. They can go long-term sideways and then go. So if you get buy setups, buy opportunities, take them. If you don't, just wait. Don't sell opportunities, not the best thing to look for here, right? So if they go sideways, give you a short-term trade, let's say they give you, it comes like this, give you a short-term sell. You can consider that, then consider the upside, look for the buy again, move it, look for that, look for the buy setup. So it's going sideways, which means it's going to go down, it's going to go up for a while, and then we'll get the movement. Euro New Zealand, you want to look for sell setups, regardless of what the Euro Oz is going to do. Euro New Zealand, every time you get a sell here, take the sell back to the trend line, take profit, wait for it to break. It can go back up. We're correcting to the upside. There's a different structure between what Euro Oz is doing and what Euro New Zealand is doing. Euro New Zealand is going up as a correction. Euro Oz is going up as an impulse. So that's two different structures. EuroCAD, upside, we're looking for one more upside. I think this could go up, this sideways here could go up one more, and then we'll see what happens from there, because this structure has an impulse, a correction, and this could continue to go for a while. And the bigger structure, there is a possibility for upside, right? So if you get a sell setup short term, like this sell setup here, if you had that sell setup, that's a short term drop, you take profit. If you get another sell setup, which means if this goes like this and drop again, you take that trade, you take profit. They make another one drop again, take the trade, take profit. Eventually this will go up. Don't miss the buy. You can take these short-term sells, but don't miss the buy. Euro Swiss, look for an upside. Expect an upside. I think they're going to break this structure very soon, and we're going to go up. Let's go 4 hours, show you that. We would likely see this make one more upside here, right? I hope it doesn't go like this, because then it's going to be hell for you guys. You're going to have a lot of break-even trades or very small profiting. But if it goes very fast, it will be a nice trade. Euro yen, expect the down. Oh, the downside started already. Yeah, we got it. We were expecting this drop. They didn't tag the top, so they're going down, which is good. We expect this to drop from here or tag the top and drop. So they drop immediately. Good for you. Expected to break this low. We are anticipating the break of this low, which means we're not expecting a contracting flat. You may get some corrections here. Look for one more here. Take that profit, get out of the trade, and then wait to see what it does. Because after that, there's likelihood we can go right back up. There's a likelihood this drops to this level and then go right back up there. So when you get that trade, that is what you're going to get this week. You might even start this up move this week. That would be good. Look for the buy setup. So let me take a break here, because I just said something that I just said it by the way. And I guess new traders are like, what the hell is he talking about? Who tell him this thing? Actually, one guy sent a question. It's like, why do you think this thing is going to drop here, stop here, and go back up? Like, where the hell did you get that from? What news event is going to make that happen? Right? And we in our group just take it for granted that we know that stuff. And it happens. You do it and you watch it happens, and it's 90% of the time it happens, and you take it for normal. That, hey, that's normal thing. We understand the structure. We say, think of new people who don't know this stuff, who have never, ever been exposed to this stuff. They look at it and said, what the hell is this guy talking about? Why would it drop there, stop here, and then go back up? What did you, I mean, who the hell, is this some magic, some black magic or what? It's not going to work. Who tells him it's going to stop somewhere in this area and then go back up to? Why wouldn't it keep falling, right? Like if it is going to fall, it has to fall in a news event, so why should it stop? And that's why traders lose their money. That's why most traders lose their money, because they will make an assumption that it's going to continue to fall. If there's a news event, they will get that one single drop. They will go right to the bottom of the drop and sell into it, and then watch it go back to the top here before it comes down. That's because they don't understand structure. They have no idea what structure is doing. They don't understand the up and down movements. And most of them, it does sound like a guesswork. It doesn't sound like years of knowledge that you have put into understanding these. And then when they watch it happen, they're like, hey, how did you know it was going to do that? Well, I don't know it's going to do that. It's not about me knowing it's going to do it. It's about, I've seen thousands of these patterns. And by studying them day in, day out, 10 hours a day, I know how these patterns behave. The likelihood, one second, guys, my son just ran into me. Твой мотоцикл там, baby, вот там, вот в коридор. Коридор твой мотоцикл. Sorry, guys, that's funny. My son ran into me. Hey, we're asking me, where is his new motorbike we bought for him yesterday? Okay, sorry for that disturbance. It's cute. He sometimes does not recognize it. Yeah, let's go. So, coming back to my thought, right? When you do that, when you study these patterns so much, and you're so used to seeing them happen, and you're so used to understanding where it's going to go, you just say it like it's normal. It's going to come here, stop, and go back there, right? But there is a lot of work that is put into that simple thing. Is it's going to come here, stop, and go back there. How do we trade that? How do you manage something? Would you sell this? And if you sell it, what would you do? When would you stop? When do you know it's going to turn, right? How do you know if to get in that buy? Because not every little correction means it's going to go up now, right? How do you manage the trade when you get into a buy like that? How don't you allow yourself to be taken out from a trade like that? What do you do? All those steps that you see me all those questions you just see me ask you, are questions that get answered into a training course. So when I speak like that, my traders just look at it and said, okay, I know what he's talking about. I know how to enter that trade. I know how to manage the trade. I know what to do in case it doesn't behave the way we expect it to behave. All of those things are very, very serious questions that get answered. And when I said I did 1 week of Q&A, that's what we do. We answer questions to that to new traders who are just joining. And then you will find a senior trader who's going to come in with a very, very serious question that will baffle new traders also, like how do we do these things? So the mixture of having so much senior traders and so much new traders in the room is very good for the new traders. It gives them experience. So sometimes you follow me for a year, you take it for granted too because you understand what I'm trying to say. But think of somebody who's watching this for the first time. They will want to know what the hell is this guy talking about, right? And that might even scare them to think that he has no idea what he's doing, right? He just said it's going to go down and then it's going to go up. That's all he said, right? And you will find one or two actually people come into the video and said, this guy is definitely crazy. Why do you think he's going to come here and then go there and then even go down back after that, right? We make those forecasts up, down, and then down again, right? So watch it. Let's go. Europunk. Here is a good one to follow because you know this is doing exactly what we wanted it to do and all that mess. I'm still looking for one more down. I don't think that structure there, this impulse down, that correction, I don't think that is all the move down. I think we might be in a more complex. Now we're looking at a possibility of a much more complex B-wave structure. Something like the Punkat had, right? Remember that Punkat went going like this for 3 years and then dropped? So I'm still looking for one more downside. We're still expecting that one more downside on this pattern. Let's see if it does it. Let's see if we get that downside. We're not trading it so much because even to the upside, the trades are not very nice. So you can just watch it. There are a few structures we are watching for long-term trades. So since it's the end of the year, let me give you guys some bonus. One of them we're looking for is this one, not so long-term, but one of them all of you know already, that's silver. And another one, let me go to, that's Aussie New Zealand. And if you've been following me for anything like a year or more, you would know that we have been tracking this one in and out. And we have actually had a pattern of it. And most of you know where that came from. This came from the Punkat. This is a copy. This chart is a copy of the Punkat chart, right? On the daily. See the magic there? This is what we wanted to do. We want this thing to come down here and break this low. And at this level, we will all start to buy. This is the move we were expecting to get. Now, is it going to do exactly that? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how far it's going to go. It might go much more than that. It might go a little less than that. But I know there's an impulse coming, and I know I'm not going to miss it. Right? You're talking about thousands and thousands of pips to get in that. And you're talking about 50, 60 trades or more. Not just one trade you take and you stay with it, because corrections are going to be deep. But you can really trade it if you have a sense of the direction it's going. This is a good one you guys want to keep track on for next year. Right? On the 4 hour, let it go down somewhere. We want it to go down somewhere, and then we'll start to track buying opportunities. As soon as we break this low here, we're going to be looking for buying opportunities. All buying opportunities that come after this low, we will be in. Even if the first 2, 3 become break even, we're going to be in every single one of them. Pound Swiss. Let's continue. Pound Swiss. Pound Swiss is going down, but we expect this to go down, nothing new. But this down move here is not going the way we expect. It's not going as impulsive as I would like to see it go. So there's a very good chance that we might see one more up here before the impulsive move down starts. And that happens pretty often. I want to bring your attention to this piece here. Actually, the forecast for the downside was made here first. That was a couple of years ago, as you can see, right? That actually, somewhere in 2015, I made that forecast between 2015 and 2016. That forecast is on TradingView. You can actually go and check it there for the down move to come and break this low. So if you, sorry, let me just move this. If you look inside the structure, you notice they were coming down here. That down move was not very impulsive. I can't show you in the 4 hour what it looks like, but if you look at it in the 4 hour, it wasn't very impulsive. And they made a very sharp move up before they dropped. I think we can repeat that same structure because we are not getting an impulsiveness that we would like. So at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if this consolidates here, break out there, make a new high here, and then start that downside. So because of that, you may want to watch for that trade to the upside. Remember the pound, we expect the pound to go up at least once more. So keep your focus on this one. And while I'm on it here, for all of you who are in this room right now and those who are in YouTube, you may actually want to sign on to rather than on YouTube, sign on here because I have a question for you at the end of the webinar. Stay on to the end. It's going to be interesting. Pangos. The more people who answer we get, the better it's going to be. Pangos is the same thing. We realize we're going in a sideways move here, so there's a good chance they might come here, even make a more complex pattern here before they go down. This is going to go down. The question is whether how complex that correction gets before it go, right? So we're expecting that. Now, in a very rare condition, very rare chance, is that this actually takes off. Very rare that they come back to it. We do have a pattern like that. And this one, we broke the low. So if it's going to be an expanding flat, which is what we have here, then this one will have to start going very fast. One more up and then downside. So keep an eye on it. If they consolidate here longer, that will not happen. But if they actually start taking off with a 1, 2, 3 here, literally 1, 2, 3 here, we can see that upside. So be aware that there's a possibility for that trade as well. If they stay in the consolidation, there will be no question as to the center of the direction they're going. This is going total sideways, which means you have to have at least one more down before you go up. If this is going to go up, if this whole structure is going to go up, we might likely see them drop here before they do that. Now, that means within this structure, we would look for a sell setup first. And then we will start to see whether it's going to follow all the pound pairs back to the upside, if the pound pairs make the upside, which is what we likely think they will do. Pang Yen, same here. We think this one is going to drop a little more here. I want to bring back this pattern to you guys because this one is important. Remember when we were here, we had one, we had this pattern. We said, look for one of that. We got one of that. We had the flat in the middle. We said, watch this to go down. And then it actually made that sharp move. That one actually threw us out for a while because it didn't really fit into the correction. It didn't really fit into the down move we were looking for. But then it started to go down and we realized that, okay, this is just one piece of a probably running flat that we might get here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a sharp move up here and then drop, right? Possible that that could happen within this impulse, within that single impulse, right? So watch for that surprise that might come. Maybe just a spike, a short spike somewhere here. Somewhere this should drop here first, a sharp spike, and then one more down before they go. So this one might give you a little surprise. This one here might give a little surprise because of that structure. Pound New Zealand, we could actually go up now as a bigger correction. I don't think this would be an impulse to the upside, even if it goes, and it's likely going to go. But this upside might likely be a correction before they go down. I don't think this one is going to be an impulse to the upside. We don't have, there's only one structure here, that is that one. I really don't want to go with that structure as yet because this is a very rare structure. That expanding flat is rare. We've seen it on the monthly only 2 places. So I'm not going to make an assumption that this is one of that. We will look for corrective structures up and then downside. So what we're looking for is upside, but corrective, which means you can trade it. You just take the profit every time you get an impulse. You get a correction, you buy, you take your profit out. You don't stay with the trade. That's the only difference between trading an impulsive move up or a corrective move up. Aussie Yen, more downside. Look for sell setups. Actually, you're getting a sell setup here in a 1 hour. You're getting a flag. You're getting a perfect flag in the making here. So that would be a good sell setup for you Monday, tomorrow. New Zealand Yen, you're getting another one here. This one you want to be careful of. I'll go with the Aussie Yen because this is already breaking the low. And once they break this low, there's a good chance they can come back up. So I would probably go mostly with the Aussie Yen. CAD Yen, watch for this. We broke the top, so we can go one more down, right? We can go down. So you're looking for sell setups here. Take this off. That was an entry that would be break even by now if you would take it. Swiss Yen, we're in this structure, so be careful. This breaks to the downside. This structure here breaks the downside. I think I can show you one of that break, the one of that we were telling you would break to the downside. Remember the Aussie dollar when it was doing that on a smaller time frame? See this? When this was going like that, it's the same structure. If you look at it in the 1 hour, it's very similar. See that? Up, up, up. And then it broke. Oh, it's the same thing here, except that this one is a bigger structure. So when it breaks, the move to the downside is much bigger, right? So you're squeezing this back into the 4 hour, and you see the same thing. If you put it in the daily, you will see it perfect. See? Put it in the daily, you know what it does, right? So you're expecting this to go down. Now, it doesn't mean this one is going to go down. If you're in that trade, all you need to do is when it comes to the low, move your stops. If that break, congratulations, you're in a good trade. If they make one more up, you get out of the trade and you start selling from the top again. If they make another one up, you get out and you start selling from the top. How do you know where the top is? Well, that's something you've got to learn, right? Top doesn't mean it breaks this. That doesn't. You see, when they broke this wasn't the top. The top was here. But if you start selling from that top, or you were even selling from here, you did well. So this is going to go down, and we're likely going to tag this low. So keep your eyes out for this. This is a very good trade. This might happen most likely next year. I think they will stay in this sideways for this year, and then next year that would be a very good trade. Let's go. Aussie Swiss. I think that's the Aussie Swiss. Yeah, that's the Aussie Swiss. It's going sideways. Though this doesn't mean this is going to fall very fast. It's going to go very slow. We're expecting them to come down here. Very similar structure to the previous one you had, but they might just tag this low very slow. But if you get sell setup, take it. Sell setups, take the trade. Aussie New Zealand, I showed you guys already. We're expecting more downside before they upstart. Let them drop some more. They'll probably make corrections here, but the downside, they will have to tag this low before they turn. Aussie CAD, some more downside before they go up. They're going to go up. This will definitely go, but they might just crawl down a while before they go. Bigger picture is upside. Stay out of this one. If the Aussie New Zealand, the Aussie Swiss, and a few more trades, Aussie trades are impulsive down, this one is corrective down. New Zealand CAD, corrections and more upside. Right? Yes. We're just going sideways. They'll make some corrections and then they'll probably come to break these stops. 4 hour, go back. New Zealand Swiss, you might get some downside here, short term, very short term. Right, we're in this structure, so there's a very good chance that short term they might go a little more here before they go up. Not the best trade setup. Stay away from that. CAD Swiss, this should go up, but it's not going right now, right? This whole structure here, starting from this, will probably likely do this, and then you're going to get one more impulse up. Stay away from this for now. It's not the best trade. When it starts to go up, then we will come back to the trade. Copper. Copper is going sideways. We'll probably still be, we got that, we have this, we get this, we'll probably come back here, go back up there, and then we'll get that. So it's going to be more of a big sideways there before they go down. Something like this before you go up, right? Something like this before you go up. We're making a big one here before we go down. That means they're going to be sideways there for a very long time. Trading it is a waste of time. You'll just get some break-even trades with some very, very short trades. Natural gas, finally we broke the low. It's coming down a little aggressive. I think we're going sideways, kind of going sideways here. So probably somewhere from here, if you start to see buy setup, might be good. I don't think this is total downside. We were not in a structure that's going down totally. Okay. We're in up move. This might be just, this could be a bigger correction, but right now, once they break that low, start to look for possibilities that they might go back up. Right? Because you're in a sideways move here. You had a like sideways move there. You come down here, you probably go back up to the top and likely break out. So let's see if we get a breakout now, right? If we get an opportunity for a buy now. Those were sell trades until you break the low. US oil, sideways. Two ways I told you guys it's going to go. It's either going to go up like that. That means we'll come back to test the top, or they go like this and then they fall. They're going very, very small. This correction is still small. I don't like it. It's very, very small. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a surprise here and then go down. 1, 2, 3 structure, something like that. Nicholas, that is working, baby. Go with mommy.
Нет, давай на зарядку.
Иди, мамка поставит на зарядку.
Нет, зарядка иди. Ну пойдем.
Мамка сейчас поставит. Мамка сейчас поставит. Иди. Сейчас папа закончит.
Возьму.
Okay, guys, sorry. My son come back again with that motorcycle. Yeah, he wants me to go get him to play with the motorcycle now. See, kids, you get them a toy and then you have to go play, right? Yeah. Yes, let's go. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, he's okay. He's gonna be okay. I'll finish and then I'll go with him. Let's go. Yes. So watch this trade. There's a good chance we're consolidating for a downside, right? So there will be a downside. Now the question is, how long does this consolidation take? Right? Just keep. You can trade it basically. Our traders are trading even within this sideways movement. You're actually getting some nice trades. So just to show you, I think that is one of the sell we got. I think this somewhere in here there's a buy. I think this one was a buy here. That was a buy there. This one we didn't trade. You could have sold this one if you saw it. Look for a buy setup. If they come here and start to go back up, we'll look for a buy setup somewhere here. If we get it back to the top, that might be the one that breaks out of this sideways move, go up and then come down. So you can get some small trades in here, but they're very small trades. You just have to manage them, which means you have to get in, get out, take your profit and go, right? Let's go. UK oil is the same thing. It's going sideways. So no need to worry. You'll have to go with small trades. But the bigger trade will be to the downside. S&P 500 going sideways too. It came back to this level. So let me just show this one because somebody was going crazy on the YouTube video about this guy said it's good. So we looked at this structure. I told you we have one and we have one. We've got this up, but this does not fit very nice into that structure. So we watch what they do here. Do they repeat something like that? If they repeat something like that, what patterns are we looking for? What similarities? So two things you were supposed to look for the week before. You watch this to come back to this level or to this level. It came back to this level and it's going down. So what are we looking for here now? This, as it stands, could be a complete structure for total upside. As it stands right now, that could be a complete corrective structure for total upside. We still don't know. And I literally mean we still don't know what this piece is yet because they broke the low. This one didn't break the low. So what are we looking at? We are not looking at the end of the structure here. That is for sure. So, and this is not total downside. That's not how downside impulses look. So there's a good chance that you're looking at a complex B wave structure, something like the C wave structure, something like that. Probably even tagging this low. We're not expecting that to happen, but probably even tagging it to make an expanding flat, and then you're expecting this to go back up. After that, that's where the danger comes. Let me show you in the monthly chart. That is where the danger comes, when you break that top again. See the structure here? When you break this top again, whatever happens here, and when they go and they break that top again, watch for that bigger correction to come. It is only after the break of this top, then we were expecting a bigger correction to start. And by bigger correction, we mean something like this. 1, 2, 3. So you could get, these are small corrections within, that structure. There is a bigger correction coming. It's just not this one. So this one, we were expecting it to go back up. When? Let's see what happens here. If they break the low and then turn, good for you. You have a good one. That's an expanding flat. You have a very good impulse. If they turn from here and go, you should be ready for that turn. Selling it short term in this area, I don't think it's a good idea. Selling it short term. But if you get into the short term trades, just move your stops and follow it, right? Pretty much like what Nifty is doing also, right? So you can see the similar structure here, right? Nifty is going to go back up within the bigger structure. You're seeing a very similar structure here with this one here in the Nifty. I think that is one of the big running flats we've got there with it. So you can look for this to go back up some more, test the top, and then come down, right? So just keep your eyes on these trades. If you understand the structure, you know how to follow them, right? This one, wait for a flag and then buy. If you get flags, you buy, right? How high can oil go? Let me get my crystal ball. Just wait 1 second. As soon as I finish the webinar, I'll get the crystal ball for you, right? That's not how we look at structure, how high it can go. I think that's where I start, right? Anybody who tells you how high or how low something can go have no idea what they're talking about. That's what somebody asked me. If you tell me silver is going to turn from 13, then you're good. I'm not good because I can't tell you it's going to turn from 13. Here's the thing. I don't need to know where silver is turning from to make money. You need to follow the structure. And if it's turned from 13, 14, 15, from 12, from 10, it doesn't matter where it turned from, I will make money as long as it turns. When it turns and I have a confirmation of that turn, I am going to be in that trade. Where it turns from, not my problem. Absolutely not my problem. Let it turn and then I will deal with it. That's my point. That is trading. That is how we understand structure. That's how you look at wave analysis. If you're in the guessing business as to where it's going to turn from, get yourself a crystal ball and go ahead trade. If you can do that. We don't do that. Let's go back to DAX. DAX made one more low, not that we were expecting it to do. Look at the bigger structure, you will see, right? Not that we expect it to go lower, because somebody was saying, hey, why is it going down? And you say it's going up. Watch the structure we're looking at. Can it make one more low? Sure. That's what we were expecting. That's what we're saying. Watch it. One more drop, go back up. One more drop, go back up. One more drop. When it's somewhere here, this thing is going to turn. You got to start looking for that turn because you're very close to where the low could be. And then we expect this to go up. Let's see. As long as it has a sell setup, you can sell. Move your stops to protect your trade. You don't want to be in the last trade going down because you can take a loss in that case. And I mean, if you made 6 trades and one of them is lost because that's the last impulse down, you don't have to worry about that, right? That's not a big deal. Bitcoin. So if you're following news, and my traders like to go and find those news events where people are going crazy, hey, Bitcoin is going to fail, Bitcoin is going to go to the dogs, and it's going to there's conspiracy against Bitcoin, and a whole lot of other things. 1 second, guys, let me just give you. Oh, okay, he brought something for me in here. So let's go. Yeah. So you remember all these conspiracy theories and all this stuff is going to come up now to tell you that Bitcoin is never going to go back up. It's going to fail. That's what they want you to believe. Remember, I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't like Bitcoin. But I'm telling you, if you were holding Bitcoin in this area, you better hold it somewhere. It's going to go up. I was telling you to sell it when it was 18,000, 19,000, 20,000, 21,000. I was saying sell it because be careful. You don't want to be the last one to exit. You don't want to exit Bitcoin here. If you have it, don't exit it here. Even if it drops a few more thousand, because there is an impulse coming. You follow what I'm saying, right? You are at the bottom of it. You're almost at the bottom. You've came this far. You're going to get an impulse up. If you're not in it, then good, you shouldn't be in it. As far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be in it. Look for buy setups. Ignore the news. Totally ignore the news. Don't listen to what the news is saying. Don't listen to all those crazy people getting paid to tell you crazy stuff. Follow the structure because you are going to get an up impulse. Not the up move that will break the top, but you're going to get an up impulse. And the same for all of them. You're going to get an up impulse here and you're going to get an up impulse here. And that is coming very soon. So look for the structure, wait for the setup, take the trade. You can't go wrong on that. Worst case is you're going to get break even. This is another one we trade. Look for the impulse. This one might be even much better to trade because of the structure that is inside of it, right? This is 0. See, that's close to 0. If you put that line in the lower, that is what it was doing here all the time, right? And then it took off. They come back down, they're going to make another takeoff. There is at least one more takeoff here. It probably is going to come back down, but they're going to make, if you notice, let's even go back to this one, right? Notice there was an impulse here before this, right? And then they make this and then they come. They're going to go back to those areas. Even if they're going to fail after that, they're going to go back there at least once, right? So keep your eyes on those, watch them. Don't be fooled by the news. As a matter of fact, most people who are putting those news out on YouTube and all those places, they get paid to do that. How I know? Well, I've been contacted. Hey, if you make a short video, a 10 minutes video on this, we're going to pay you. I'm not going to say specifically what, but I got those messages asking me, hey, we see you got a following on YouTube. If you make, and you're doing, crypto and you're doing all of this stuff. If you make this 10-minute video for us, we'll pay you for the advertisement. That's a 10-minute video. They will ask me to tell you what they want me to tell you. Not going to work. Keep your money. No, thank you. Not interested. What I'm sharing here is my views. And I will stick to sharing my views. Nothing but my views. These are my views. And I will stick to sharing them. It's up to you whether you want to listen or not, but I'm not going to be allowed to be paid to share a view that I don't agree with. I would never accept that. So let's go to what I want to ask you at the end, right? What I want to ask you at the end was how many, I think everybody was been asking, right? Hey, we want to see you do these live tradings in your trading room. Now, I cannot bring you into our group and I cannot bring you into our trading room because of the way it's set up. But what I can do is for 1 week, 1 hour or 2 hour every day next year, I can set up a room space for you every single day for you to come in for 2 hours. And I'll invite my traders as well, and I'll try to trade there for you. If there's a live trade, I'll take it. So you guys get an opportunity to see me trade. If you're all for that, here's what you need to do. Share that YouTube video. I'll have one of my guys put out the poll on YouTube. The thing about putting poll there is that I don't have a problem putting out a poll. I know all of you here will say yes, and more people will say yes. The problem is with that is that there are going to be 2 or 3 trolls who are going to come spread nonsense. Like one guy wrote on Facebook, hey, trade some Bitcoin, what he's trading, some crazy stuff, man, he's doing it. He's posting it on my Facebook. I didn't know how to remove him from there. I just hate that stuff. So I can do this for you. We'll put out the poll for you to ask 1 week, and we will only, I know it's a yes, so I want to know what time you want it. So the poll will not be if you want it. The poll will be what time you want it, right? We will give you 3 or 4 options of the time when I can do it, so you can vote for the time. I want you to share this video and share that poll when it's out to possibly everybody who you can share it to, so we get more voices, more people come. They don't bother me. They just bother people around it. If you know me, ask anybody from my group. I don't like negative thinking. And this is my view. I'll share this with you. Most of you don't know my story, but I'll share it with you. Negative thinking brings negative. You attract what you think about. Your thoughts are what you become. Your thoughts become words. Words become action. Action become what you are. I don't like negative words. I don't like negative thinking. I don't like that. And I don't like people like that to be near to me. Basically, in my group, you're not going to find that. Any one of the guys, and there are about 20, 30 of them in here right now who will tell you that doesn't happen, right? So we will give a number of options, and the one that got the most is the one that we will choose to do it, right? So here's your choice. If you want people to choose your session, you share that poll and share that video to everybody you know so they can come and vote for your session, right? The more people you share to, the more people are going to make your session come, right? People who you know in your country, in your area, in your group, in your time space you're in, so that they can help you. We're going to put that out. It's going to be out for maybe next week. I'll put it. It's going to be out all the way until January. We're going to do it only in January, right? So it's going to be like 2nd week of January, the 3rd week of January. For 1 week, you're going to have me in every day for a couple hours, and it will be trading. It will be live trading. We will come in. I'll come in. I'll see if there's a trade set up. We'll take the trade. We'll literally click a live trade for you, right? So please come and see me trade. It's maybe once in a lifetime because I'm not sure if I'm going to repeat this again, right? Come and see me trade, and then you'll see what we do. You will have a little peek into what we do in our trading room. So, okay, guys, thank you for coming. Please share the videos. Here's the thing about sharing the video. You might help somebody. They will watch the video. If they don't follow me, they will learn a few things. They will learn not to waste their money and buy all kinds of crazy stuff. Especially those who are absolutely new to trading. For 1 year, you should never buy any course. You should never, ever buy signals. They don't work for you. I'm not saying signals don't work. I said they will never work for you. And I've proven that many times. So please share. I'll get the polling out for you guys, and then we'll go from there. Have a wonderful weekend, and see all of you next week. Maybe, I'm not sure, is this going to be the last one for the year? What date will next week be? Let's see. Might be the last one for the year because next week is the 23rd. I'm not sure anybody's going to trade through that week, and the next one is the 30th. That's definitely not going to happen. So the 21st, 23rd, maybe that's the day. If we do a session, that will be the last one. If not, I hope I see you guys again before the year end. I will do a special webinar just to say goodbye to you. It's too early to say goodbye. So if anything, I'll do a special webinar just to say goodbye. So, okay, guys, all of you have a great week ahead. It's a good trading week and you might make some money. Take care, everybody. Have a good week. See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.